what's up? Serena here from Thrift Diving. It's not often that I go live, and I figured why not? I was out in the garden today. I just did a Facebook Live, so I figured we're going live on YouTube. This is the second time I've done it. So if you are with me on Facebook, you probably already saw it. You don't have to watch. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys the garden beds behind me. So if you've been following along on my channel, probably about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I had done these garden beds. And so I wanted to show you what they look like now. I wanted to get some gardening tips from those who actually know what they're doing. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm on a tripod, so I'm going to take it off. It might be a little wobbly, but I'm going to try to show you what this looks like because it looks good. You know, yeah, I mean, I have to learn some gardening tips, so hopefully you guys can help me. So let me turn this around and here we go. All right. Hey, Oliver, what's up? How you doing? Where are you from? All right, so yeah, so again, remember 2-3 months ago, I did these garden beds, and you go back through my old videos from 2-3 months ago, there is a tutorial on how I actually built these. I just used cedar, and it was pretty simple. Hey, Ra, what's up, Haley? And it was pretty simple, and it took me, I don't know, maybe just a couple hours to go, to build these. And it was cedar. Yeah, make sure you're doing this in cedar because otherwise it's totally gonna, hey, Florida, what's up, Florida in UK? It's totally going to rot if you use anything else. So let me step back because I want you to get a good view of what it looks like now. And I really wish I had a before picture, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she saw the post when you built them. Yeah, it's been holding up really, really well. I'm surprised. I didn't think it was going to hold up as well as it did, but it did. So this is what the back of my house looks like. And the reason why we put them over here on this side is because we have a lot of trees in this. Well, this is a large, I think is it a maple? I really don't know my trees, but we've got a large tree. You see there's a lot of shade back here. The neighbors over on that side of the fence, they have tons of trees. And so this house just doesn't get a lot of sunshine, unfortunately. This is the only space that gets pretty much sun most of the day, although right now it's pretty shaded because of this tree, but it gets at least 6 hours of sun. So whenever you're doing a garden bed, try to find that place where you know it's going to get a lot of sunlight. Otherwise, nothing's going to grow. Okay, so again, it took me probably, I don't know, just maybe a couple hours or so to build the raised beds. Unfortunately, it took much longer. Yeah, Kayla, I'm going to show you in just 1 second here because I'm growing. I didn't know anything about gardening. There's my husband. He doesn't know he's on Facebook Live. I mean, YouTube Live. Hey, do you want to be on my video? He says no, he doesn't want to be in there. Okay, so we won't include him. Yes, we will. All right. Wow, Israel. Hey, Edna. Okay, so let me show you what I'm actually growing, and let me tell you what I did wrong and what I would do next time. So I do have some kale plants here. This is mint, so I'm growing a little bit of mint. I've heard it helps keep out some of the bugs, and so that's why I put it there. You do not want to you do not want to plant mint in your garden beds because mint is sort of, it's like a weed. It'll just take over everything. So if you are putting mint to keep, I think it might keep some of the, oh gosh, what is it? The cabbage moths. I think it helps to keep them away. So does the marigolds. But if you are doing kale, make sure that you get something that's called BT. And I will have to go back and edit this video and put a link because this is what happens if you're growing kale. You're going to get this. This is what happens when you've got some cabbage moths. Yeah. Oh yeah, mint does work as a ground cover. Yeah, exactly. So if you're growing some kale, you spray. It's not harmful to humans. You can very easily get it from Amazon, wherever, but it helps to kill all the little caterpillars because you'll come out one day and you'll say, oh my gosh, my kale looks so good. The next day you come out and it's all eaten. So that's just a little tip. One thing that I did learn is, I have got a lot of space here. You could, sorry, my finger was covering. You probably could plant a little bit more kale here because, there's a lot of gaps here and it just hasn't grown as full as I would like. We come and eat from it pretty regularly. We've got some chives. which is pretty delicious. And unfortunately, my cucumber plants didn't do too well. Although I did get a couple cucumbers, it was not like a plentiful, harvest at all. But again, I'm learning. And this is the, oh gosh, what is it? Brussels sprouts. But, I don't know how long it takes to grow Brussels sprouts. It does keep, but I'm hoping last month or so. Then I think this is a fall, I believe. So I think it will eventually yield some stuff, but for now it's just, food for the caterpillars. What Thai peppers? Thai peppers. Hot Thai peppers. Hot pepper turned red yet. So this was the first thing that was growing. If you are new to gardening like I was, yeah, Beverly said cucumbers need a lot of room to grow. And that's one thing I did learn too, and that I think they need a lot of water too. And you can, whoops, sorry, my connection there. I've got a Zea plant here, and I think these are a couple other pepper plants. But one thing that I did wrong with this is that I did not, I totally didn't know what to plant together. So when you saw the video, when I posted about the garden beds, I just threw anything in there and I thought, oh, it'll just all grow, and that's the wrong way to go. All right, so let's move over to this side. And this is another thing that I had done wrong. I didn't know, I know this is so stupid, but I didn't know that cabbage or lettuce you're supposed to cut from the top. So if you want it to continue to feed your family throughout the year, you got to just kind of snip it from the top, and then it'll just keep growing. But what I did, you're going to laugh at me, is I snipped it from the bottom. So unfortunately, we've got these cabbage plants that are at least 2.5 feet tall. Hey, what's up, Mustafa? Yeah, I totally don't know what I'm doing with gardening, but this is a good lesson I've learned. So one thing I learned I was watching a YouTube video, and the guy had mentioned about creating rows. So if you create rows with the lettuce plant, it will just produce this abundance of lettuce leaves. So hoping that really grows for me next year. But we did eat some of that. Now I'm just sort of letting that go. We've got some peppers here, and I don't want to touch it because it's very gentle, but you can see, there we go. There's a little baby pepper, and I'm just hoping oh, wood chips in our garden, actually. Oh, yeah. I've heard some people do that though, put wood chips. So I wonder why that had ruined your garden. Oh, we've got tomatoes. So I've got some of the small little tomatoes. They don't grow they grow pretty good, but they don't turn red. And I'm not sure why, if it's just maybe the temperatures here in Maryland or what it is, but I've got two varieties. So I've got that one, and then I've got the larger, I guess these are maybe the beefsteak. I'm not sure. So I've got the larger ones. These three are growing really nicely. There's two more that are coming in here. Where's the other one? Oh, there's one more down here. Yeah, there we go. And I've got some sweet potatoes too. So I don't think they're going to be ready until maybe September, maybe mid-September. But you can see the tomato plants are huge, and I'm really worried about the deer. Somebody asked about how do I keep animals out? What I did was I got this fencing, and there's a lot of different fencing that you can get. I just went to the Home Depot or whatever, and if you have, what was it, little rabbit, you want to get one that's thin enough so that they're not going to get through this. You don't want them to get through that. We have a lot of stray cats in this neighborhood, and that was one of my big concerns. How am I going to keep the cats from pooping in the garden? But thankfully, I don't think they bother the garden. I know that they could jump over this fence if they want to, but for the most part, I don't think, they don't bother it too much. If anything, what they do is they like to, they try to get up there and sit in those boxes. So I've got some strawberries up there, and sometimes, the strawberries are questionable because they might have cat hair on it. So, oh, and this is one thing that I grew that I know I wouldn't do this next time. Guys, I'm growing zucchini. Let me move over here. I'm growing zucchini, and I didn't realize zucchini is just such a weed. It takes over everything. It needs a lot of room to grow. So if you are doing raised garden beds, unless you have a lot of space and you really love zucchini, I would stay away. You see it's just this dense, thick, they really produce pretty flowers. But for the most part, it hasn't grown anything, and I don't know if it'll grow more, in the next month or two, but it's just taken over a lot, and you see it's kind of starting to creep over to the peppers. So, yeah. But that's my garden. Let me see if I can step back so you can see it from this side. But the beds are holding up nicely. Oh, you'll see these little white things. This is actually just plastic wall trim. To try to keep the deer away, I was going to attach these to the posts and then just put like a deer netting over top. But the tomato plants started getting a little too big and I just couldn't contain them. So I took it off. The deer, for the most part, they have eaten the sweet potato leaves. They love these, but they don't really mess with the tomatoes too much. So that works out good. And yeah, so let me get another shot back here for you guys so you can get an idea. Because I've really been wanting to do this video for a while, but I just didn't have time. And if you had seen the video on how I built these, I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder if people are wondering how it looks now. So that's why I wanted to show this to you. You know what? Kalisha, is that how you pronounce your name? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know anything about zucchini. I don't know anything about zucchini. Sorry, my hair looks a mess today, guys. I really tried to straighten it. I normally have curly hair, but it just was horrible. Yes, Beverly says, I'm learning very well. All the plants grow in the vine need a lot of space. Yes, that's what I'm learning, that I need